Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Where is Charles Soludos' wife? Where is Charles Soludos' wife? To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. I desperately tried to reach Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State the day after his infamous Channels TV interview. I called his Nigerian and UK numbers to no avail. I wish I had spoken to him before he published that epistle to Trøůble and the obedient. With the possible exception of his wife, I may be the only person that knows Governor Charles Soludo. With all modesty, I understand Soludo more than he understands himself. Unfortunately, Soludo has not taken any call since his swearing in as the governor of Anambra State. This unavailability is the opposite of what he promised the citizens of Anambra State after winning the election. And I also tried to reach him through his commissioners and protocol officers, but failed. Reading Soludo's epistle, I was smiling at places where others were fuming. I understand the spirit of argue that led him one paragraph after another. People expected my governor to explain why he said Peter Obi's investment were worth nothing. And he wrote a term paper on poverty in Anambra State from 1,900 to 2,000. If his epistle were an English composition in the YSC examination, he would have received an F9 for writing off point and wasting the teacher's time. I have been there. There were spots where I saw myself writing precisely as Soludo. We could forgive any undiscerning reader if he thinks some lines of his epistle came straight out of my often erratic writing temperament. A good Christian would not have gone as low as Soludo did. A good politician would not have allowed internet trolls to provoke him this much and expose his thin skin. Soludo brought out a sledgehammer to fight any tiny hand that cannot bite. Even when he involved Zik, Awolowo, and M.I. Okpala to give himself cover, he yanked the cover away in another paragraph of an unrestrained inferno. It was sad in some spots, like when Soludo reminded his readers about his friends and accomplishments in contrast with Peter Obi's. And then it got sad at other spots Like when he visited Peter Lobby well, the whole essay was suffering from a kind of bipolar paralysis. But I understand. I have been there. The arguel is real and vicious. I must say that Soludo got a few things right, but saying that Peter Lobby can and must control his supporters is not one of them. Without dwelling much on things Soludo got wrong or correct, the main flaw in Soludo's response to the controversy was the absence of a diligent editorial review of the piece before its publication. Where was Soludo's wife when he wrote and published that piece as it was? Soludo, the student union activist, would have received applause for doubling down on what he said on TV. Soludo. The professor would have gotten promoted for taking down his adversaries in published paper. But Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, should not be at liberty to write and talk as Soludo, the activist, or the professor. The job of a governor comes with certain self-imposed restraint for someone like Soludo. These restraints do not come naturally, but that is where interventions from elders are needed. When elders do not have any influence, it becomes the spouse's job. Now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the